All right, moving on. Since there's been a lot of controversy lately, I'd like to read a statement from myself. Over the past 3 years, the Wabasha County Board of Commissioners have drawn a lot of attention for the way that we have conducted the county's business. While I believe that every commissioner works hard to represent our citizens to the best of our abilities, I am sure we all agree that there is room for improvement from each of us. As commissioners, we are responsible to our constituents. Every 4 years, our citizens get to participate in the democratic process and select who they feel best able to fulfill the duties and responsibilities of being a county commissioner. It's an honor and a privilege that the citizens have chosen me as their elected representative 3 times. It's a position I hope to continue long into the future. In looking back over the few years, I believe that this board has not been as efficient as it could be and as it should be, because we have focused too much of our time and attention on items that distract from conducting county business in an efficient manner. When we worked together, we have achieved a number of positive results that have received far less attention than some of our not so positive discussions that we've had. In the past year, we have entered into a 5-county agreement to refocus our fraud prevention investigation from more of a civil perspective to that of a criminal enforcement. The initial results appear positive. Monetary recovery has gone up, civil enforcement has increased, a number of successful criminal prosecutions have taken place. Additionally, this position is mainly grant funded, so it's been extremely beneficial for the county. This is something that we as a board can be proud of. We have also taken the first steps of working to break down the silos between public health and social services. This is an area that has been identified by outside agencies as well as the board as a way to potentially find efficiencies and savings. While the process is in its infancy, we can't be faulted for trying to find a way to do business in a more efficient manner, a manner that should hopefully save citizen tax dollars as well as provide better services to those in our county who need them. This is something that we as a board can be proud of. We agreed to act as a fiscal agent for the Wabasha County Historical Society so it could receive state grants that may not have otherwise been eligible for, that they would have not been eligible for. The results were that they received over $300,000 in grant funding to work on restoration projects. This is something that this board can be proud of. We have found ways to work collaboratively with our municipalities to try and find ways to create efficiencies, provide better service, and do so with reduction in expenses for all parties involved. One such example is the lease agreement that we entered into with the City of Wabasha to house their law enforcement operations at the Criminal Justice Center. Aside from the beneficial monetary impacts for both municipalities, it allows the criminal justice process to be more efficient as our Sheriff's Office and the Wabasha Police Force work hand in hand in many activities and places both agencies in a centralized location right next to the jail and the courthouse. This is something this board can be proud of. Finally, one of the items over the past 3 years that has utilized a lot of our time and resources is deciding what form of government we should be operating under. While we may not agree with what we want to call our chief non-elected official, whether that be a coordinator or administrator, I am proud of the way that we came together, voted to hire Mr. Plant without a single dissenting vote. While I may not have said this at the time, I appreciate your support, Mr. Harms and Ms. Russian, for moving past our past differences on matters and working to bring stability to the position that our citizens and staff called for. This is something that we as a board can be proud of. What I am hoping this shows is that when we work together in a constructive manner and leave our personal differences aside, we can achieve positive results we can be proud of. We have enough items that deserve our attention, such as finding ways to bring more families to Wabasha County, bringing more business to the area, and finding ways for increased collaboration with other municipalities and private businesses, and solving our budget problems, then to continue to focus on personal differences. Our citizens deserve a government that works for them, and we have shown that we are capable of meeting that expectation when we work together. Let's solely focus on the goal of moving forward. Today I make a pledge that I will do everything in my power to leave any personal or philosophical differences that I may have with other commissioners at the door. It's a pledge that I would like all of us as commissioners to make. our citizens deserve it, and we have shown that we are capable of good governance when that is our focus. With that, we'll move on to public forum. We also have a public forum policy that was adopted by consensus on March 27th of 2012 that essentially provides an opportunity for the public to address the commissioners. Questions from the commissioners will be for clarification only. Commissioners will not enter into dialogue with citizens at the forum. The public forum will not be used as a time for problem solving or reacting to comments made, but rather for the purpose of allowing citizens to address the county commissioners on a topic of their choice. Individuals should limit their comments to no more than 3 minutes. If there's any handouts, it should be handed to the chairman to be decided whether the handout should be distributed. And there should be no personal attacks. And we'll move forward with that. Andrew Peters, Jim Russian.
I'm Jim Russian. I'm Commissioner Russian's husband, and I have a statement I'd like to read. Commissioner Springer, Hall, Wabi, Mr. Plant, Sheriff Barch, and County Attorney staff. For the past 3.5 years, I have sat back and quietly watched each of you repeatedly attack, harass, and disrespect my wife and family. Deb is a strong woman and has dealt with your immature behaviors in a very professional and courageous way. You have all participated in or enabled this behavior to continue, and each of you owe us an apology. Springer, your latest accusations of Deb having an adulterous affair at Motel 6 was a new low that even I didn't think you could reach. So I'm here to take a stand against your constant bullying. Your attempt to hurt my family has only brought shame to yours. Your willing participation in spreading more lies about my wife and my family confirms that you have no integrity and certainly do not belong on a county board. An apology to us at this point would be an insult. Obviously, any apology from you would be nothing more than a meaningless formality, self-serving as usual. Springer, you are an embarrassment to the office of Commissioner and to this county. For once, do the right thing and resign your position effective immediately. And do us all a favor and never run for public office again. You're not mature enough to handle the authority that comes with a leadership position.
Next, unfinished business. Any unfinished business? All right, consent agenda.
Mr. Chair, I have a change to the minutes.
Okay.
Can we have that
Was
included?
that the 30-minute tirade against myself that I wasn't here for?
Can you read back in your statement that you read a few minutes ago how you were going to leave your personal differences?
Do we have a motion on the meeting and minutes?
So